Welcome to the Let It Bleed podcast, a place where you can hear the liquor-fueled ramblings of two narcissistic wizards who conjure the essence of inspirational people every week and bring it straight to you.
Just how do you plan on doing that? Magic. Motherfucker.
And now for the wizards themselves, David Amaya and Phil Arroyo.
What's going on, Phil?
Oh, man, not much. What's going on with you, man? Actually, it's, I said that, and because that's a reaction, a habit. It's like you hit me in the knee and my leg goes up. But, there's something going on. Yeah, no, I woke up to some rough news this morning. Apparently, we just lost Chairman Elijah Cummings, Chairman of the House Oversight Committee.
Oh, wow.
Lifelong defender of civil rights, died at 68 this morning.
Oh, bummer.
So he was, he's a big figure, a good man, left behind an incredible body of work. And
I gotta admit, I did not know who that was, and it's important to know these people.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay to not, know who he was. Not everybody, can name off as many congressional representatives as me. I don't think that's something to... I don't know. That's always like helpful information to have, but he was good.
Right.
And actually, I pulled this quote from Obama's remarks on it this morning that I thought were very nice.
Okay.
He showed us all not only the importance of checks and balances within our democracy, but also the necessity of good people stewarding it. True to the giants of progress he followed into public service, Chairman Cummings stood tallest and most resolute when our country needed him the most. And I thought that was just very nice sentiment, a good, kind of quick summary. Obviously, Obama will always be able to say things better than I can, so I just wanted to start off with that. Rest in peace, or rest in power, as the kids say nowadays, Chairman Cummings.
He does have a way with words, and yeah, man, that's it's important, like I said, to get that stuff out there because people don't, I would have had no way of knowing, and so, I mean, they got to be remembered, and that's
Absolutely. He's been in charge of a lot of these impeachment proceedings that have been going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was, the House Oversight Committee has had their fucking work cut out for them for the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he has been, stewarding it well. Obviously, it's been his staff mostly in the last couple of months as he's been in and out of the hospital with failing health and stuff like that.
Right.
But, he will be missed. He was a lion.
Well,
and it was,
peace.
Yes, rest in peace to him.
No.
Anyways, though,
Yeah.
I've got my 50-cent energy drink here. I'm ready to party.
Yeah. I've got
a gas monkey.
I ran to the store, and
if I die, you guys know, like in the middle of the recording this, you'll know what happened.
Which brand is it called? What is it? What brand
Gas
is it?
Monkey.
That's literally the name of the brand.
Gas Monkey.
Wow. Gas Monkey. Okay. Right on.
This looks like it's going to kill me. It's just like rebranded rat poison. But it doesn't taste too bad. Yeah.
Awesome. I might have to try this Gas Monkey just because of the name. So I ran to the liquor store right now because I needed my fix of vodka. No, really, because we're doing this in the morning. People, everybody out there, we're doing this in the morning, not at night as we usually do. And so I had to go get my yerba mate and fucking realized when I got to the counter that I had left my ID at Marilyn and Riley's place last night because we were filming a video. We were filming like a little promo video for the Freaky Tiki coming up on Halloween, which is going to be fucking awesome. Plug that more a little bit at the end. But anyways, I realized I forgot my ID, which kind of was unsettling after the first thing I saw this morning as I look at Instagram, as I have this bad habit of doing. First thing is, opening it up and looking at social media. It was just on Crazy Bitch Problems feed of this is what happens when you refuse to show your ID to a police officer. And it was this long video of a white police officer asking a black man for his ID and him refusing to show it until he was told why he, was being pulled over in the first place. And then it turned into a whole fucking beatdown thing. So I was just like, great, what if I am on my way to work and, something happens? Obviously, it's probably not going to happen that way because I am it's sad to say, a little bit more privileged than some people are out there, and don't get that sort of harassment on that level. But the thought was a little bit unsettling. Oh, man.
Yeah, no, it really could. And you would not be, I think, wrong to be afraid of the police,
Yeah.
There are people who have every right to be fucking terrified of the police. Like,
Right.
to the point where there are actual neighborhood watch things set up and things set up outside of our actual police system now, because people don't want to call the police in certain neighborhoods because the likelihood of the police killing them is fucking crazy high. I mean, did you hear about I believe her name was Tatyana Jefferson this week? Let me pull this up because I didn't have this story ready to go. But basically she was playing video games with her nephew in Fort Worth, Texas, and somebody called the non-emergency number to do like a wellness checkup, which is when they say, hey, somebody calls the police and says, hey, when you guys get a chance, can you just go take a look, just knock on the door, make sure my neighbor's okay, make sure grandma's okay, whatever,
Yeah.
And so she was in her house playing video games with her nephew, and the door was open. So the neighbor said, hey, I told the non-emergency line, hey, can you guys go check on her? I just want to make sure she's okay and everything. And the police went there, and within like 40 seconds, they had shot her.
What?
Yeah. Fort Worth police officer just went in and just killed her. Because they said, like, the story that I last heard was the police officer just kind of goes up and doesn't really announce himself, just says, hey, show me your hands. And then she's like, wait, what the fuck? Like, why is there suddenly a person in my house screaming at me to show me their hands? And then he shot her dead right in front of her nephew.
Wow.
And yeah, it was just another one. Now, in a turn that we don't usually hear with stories like this, he resigned like 2 days later, and then he was arrested for murder after that. And that is
amazing. Good. Fuck it.
Genuinely shocking to me. Yeah, because that usually it's they get placed on administrative leave. The police investigate themselves over the period of a year or two so the thing can cool off, and then they go, okay, yeah, they're fine. They fear for their lives. They let them go. It's this like weird kind of magic phrase that allows the police to get away with anything they want and to act with impunity, And so yeah, no, you're right to be nervous about not having your ID, because there's between the police, between ICE, who could ask anybody for their papers basically anywhere.
That is more of a threat for me personally, I would say,
Yeah.
Because my experiences with police officers have in the other way have always, even though I definitely complied probably more than I really needed to, I just never even questioned it or said anything, even if they probably didn't have much of a reason to pull me over. But the ICE thing out here for me would be, because I there's no way of knowing or telling that I'm from here or not from here, that I was born here or not born here, and so somebody could easily just use that as an excuse to give me a fucking hard time. But
well, yeah, and even if you are from here, even if you have your documentation with you and stuff like that, they'll still fucking just put you in there. They have done this to multiple American citizens in the last year, where
Really?
they've put them. Oh yeah. This has happened, man. They had a kid who had all of his documentation with them, because he knows that ICE just set up checkpoints. They just stop people places, because if you live in a quote border zone, which is within 100 miles of the border or some crazy shit
so
like that.
So if you're in San Diego and or
no, that can extend up to here. It's like, yeah, no, the jurisdiction lines on this shit are absolutely ridiculous, and they can, if they just suspect that you are illegal, they can pull you over and ask for your papers and shit. And there was this kid in Texas who was legally here, and he was I think just speaking Spanish to his brother. He had all of his papers with them, but then I was like, no, these are fake. This is bullshit. And they arrested him. They threw him in jail they threw him in an ICE detention center for God, I think it was 20 days. The kid lost 15 pounds, and he was 16.
Whoa.
And yeah, yeah. And as far as I know, there has been zero repercussions, zero investigations. There is nothing going on with that. And so, yeah, no, the police and ICE have way, way too much power. And they do not make us safer in a lot of places in America.
Right. That's a
Yeah,
damn shame,
good
man.
times.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck. Anyway, that's all some fucked up shit.
Yeah,
Let's try
good
to
times.
turn this around into actual
Yeah,
good
let's
times.
course correct a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I got back from a fucking awesome weekend at Chronic of Gnarnia, the one event that I was talking about last week, where it's kind of the extension of Lost in the Sauce, the Fuzzy Puddles crew, whom we've had several artists from that label, including Kevin, Zimbu, Pee Wee, a lot of other homies that
They're
have come
killing it.
through. Yeah, they're all
Killing the
still
game.
they're doing their thing, and I mean this one was a little bit more of an intimate gathering, I would say, than Lost in the Sauce. It was kind of it's like mostly all of the homies that are on the label and close friends just went out to the same spot, and we had ourselves a fucking blast, man. Just the theme itself was just fucking amazing. The Chronic of Narnia. I had a lot of time. I had a great time making some signage and props and doing some of the art for the festival. And ended up just going out there and just getting away from all of this shit for a few days, and that was fucking amazing. So I just want to say shout out to Fuzzy Puddles, Synchronistic Sound especially, and Into Dust, who was the side stage people, put on the side stage for us to rock out, give us a little bit of techno and house, because I love that shit. It was definitely a bass heavy festival this time, so the techno on the side was just kind of what I needed to help me get along. But it's really growing. I see the community really thriving, and I'm super excited for tomorrow, which is Mutate's season finale. It's gonna go out with a big bang.
Woo!
As you know, yeah, we've been having this story that goes along with Mutate, which is the thing that sets it apart really from all the other events, all the music events that you go to, is that everybody's a participant if they wish to be. Anybody who's in the crowd is able to participate with us in the story, and I have such a great time going around as my character, and really just interacting with people in the crowd and getting them to participate in the activities that we have set. So tomorrow is going to be by far the biggest one we've had, I think, in terms of we have Thriftworks as our headliner. So I think that's
Oh, nice.
we've had some pretty big headliners before from the scene, but this Thriftworks is, he's freaking huge. He's played
That's a
major
big name.
festivals. Yeah, definitely. And I'm really excited to cap off this season finale and hopefully start to see some more of the comics being produced, because they started making comics for the story. And as you and I are busy, Mark and Kim and David and Lee, they're extremely busy as well. So our projects are kind of all over the place, but I'm super excited to get that going. Yeah, and
No, that's fucking awesome, man.
yeah, this is the season, man. October, I always say it like I thought, okay, April's the fucking craziest month because of all the festivals and stuff that goes on. But aside from even festivals, even though there's not really any festivals, October is just an insane month. Like, not only is it everybody and their fucking mom's birthdays, I didn't realize how many fucking, and I mean that literally, because my mom's birthday was yesterday, along with
Yes.
four.
Shout out to your mom. Happy birthday.
Shout out to my mom. Everybody and their mother's birthday. My mom's birthday was yesterday, along with like 4 other friends. I didn't realize how many Libra friends I have, but a fucking shit ton of Libra friends
Jimmy's
out there.
birthday tomorrow, I think.
Jimmy's birthday is tomorrow, yeah. So we're gonna be partying on Saturday, hanging out at his place, which is a treat because he is, he's down south now in Liso, not too far, but far enough to where where he lived down the street from me, right around the corner from me for like a few years, and then now he's down there. I hardly ever see him, so I can't wait to party with my boys this my boys and my gals, but but with Jimmy, Joey, like everybody else that's coming. Are you gonna be going? Are you cruising down there?
Well, I don't know if I should be admitting that this is my first time hearing about it. So,
Well, well, you should cruise down there. Maybe it was just a thing that but anyways, I guarantee you it's something that anybody can, any of his friends are more than welcome to come to. Probably,
I'm sure. Yeah.
just forgot to hit you up about it or something. But yikes. Anyways, no, yeah, you should definitely cruise down. It'll be cool because it's at his place over in Aliso, and we're just gonna hang out, and just have some fun, and I'm excited for that.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, no, I gotta plan. Oh, well, last year I made a birthday post for him, and then we talked about it. Or no, it was 2 years ago, and then he was like, "Oh, like I didn't want to do the same thing that I did the year before."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh man, I was kind of hoping that it'd be something like that." And I'm like, "Fuck, okay, I gotta make it up for you double next year." And he's like, "Okay." And then I was like, "No, really, I'm writing it down and I'm making a point of doing this." And he's like, "What?" And I posted a screenshot of like my calendar, and so like that actually popped up like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh, okay, shit. All right, I gotta start thinking of something good." So that's how I knew very specifically that it was Jimmy's birthday tomorrow.
I was gonna say that's why I kind of assumed that you were gonna be cruising down there to do that anyways. But remind me what it was that you wrote for him a couple of years ago.
Oh no, I just wrote like "Happy Birthday, Jimmy" like on a piece of paper, and then I took a picture through fucking whatever it was I had at the time. It was like a glass or something. And then I was like, thinking about more elaborate ways to do that. So I'm working on that today.
Right on. Let's go gift. Part of the reason why it's hard is with all of these birthdays is because you want to make a gift for somebody, or you want to do something a little bit more thoughtful. First of all, I'm broke, so I can't afford to get everybody gifts. Second of all,
Yeah.
I can't there's not enough time in any day for me to draw something up for anybody, so I can't even give them my little cards or drawings that I do anymore. There's just so many things going on. Like I'm already behind on doing the flyer for this month's Art in the Park, and it's going to be fun. It's just to announce it to everybody. If you don't see the flyer by today or tomorrow, it's on the 27th. Art in the Park is going to be Monsters of Love theme. We're going to have pumpkin carving, and there's going to be, I believe my friend Marlo is going to be coming by with her hoops to give like a hoop workshop. By hoops I mean hula hooping. If you wanted to learn how to do some hula hoop flow, she's
Not how to make chola
there.
earrings.
Yeah, well, that I think I'm actually gonna head that workshop up.
Oh, okay.
I've got that down, dude. I grew up in Santa Ana. I fucking I know what's up, and
Got
I'm
real
down.
sad girl vibes over here. No, I like it.
The 90s are coming back in so many ways, so we gotta bring that back. We can't exclude the chola fucking look.
Fool.
Yeah, fool, a fool. But
It's gonna be nothing but Morrissey.
yeah, it's straight up like I fucking don't even get me started on that. I never understood that. I might be like the one person who doesn't like Morrissey out of all my friends, but I just could never understand why like it was specifically a Hispanic crowd, that like Hispanic greasers and cholos that like came together under one sun, which was Morrissey, who
all the jokers, all the sad girls, they all love fucking Morrissey.
Straight the fuck up. I went to a Morrissey concert when I like just graduated. It was my freshman year in college actually. A friend of mine, Ivan, who just like, hey, you want to go to this Morrissey concert? I got free tickets, and I was like, fuck it, why not? Free tickets. And so I ended up going. I asked this other girl who was a little bit older than me, who was like a rockabilly chick. I just kind of guessed. I was like, hey, you like Morrissey? She's like, yeah. So we went, and they were like having the best time, but I was like, just what the? It was just an interesting experience, to say the least. But back to what I was saying, October being such a busy month with all of these things, I need help figuring out a costume like for tomorrow for the Mutate event.
Oh,
because,
shit.
Even though I'm going to be my character the character has to be
What would your character dress for Halloween?
right. And
Ah.
so, I'm trying to think of something I can grab today, or, I'm trying to think of using stuff that I have, because everybody knows I do have a bunch of shit just lying around. I just don't know. I'm trying to think of ideas. So if you could think of what a conspiracy theorist hacker fucking wookish dude might want to be for Halloween, just shoot me a text. Anybody, let me know.
I've got an F Society Mr. Robot mask you can borrow.
Well, the thing is, we already have our own masks for our characters wear masks during the event. So it's
Yeah, so what if you had a mask on top of a mask?
that actually is a kind of funny idea.
Yeah.
Like if I just wore a Mr. Robot t-shirt too and just went around, that would be kind of funny.
I mean, I basically have that. I had I think it was last year, the year before, where I literally didn't know what to be until 15 minutes before I left somewhere, and then I had an S Society mask and I had an E Corp shirt, and then I had a sombrero, and so I just went as Senior Robot.
Senior Robot. That's That's like my one snow outfit. That was funny. Just
Exactly.
do it together. So, and that's the thing is, I don't want to brag, pat myself on the back, but I'm going to anyway. I fucking kill it during Halloween. I always do. And all my costume ideas are like a day or two before, if that. Sometimes even the day of. My White Goodman costume that I had a few years ago, which was arguably one of my best costumes, I figured out that I was doing it that day. It comes to you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I agree. I was gonna say, yeah, no, I fucking love it. Some of my best ones were also the day of,
Yeah, and because people are always like, what are you gonna be for Halloween? They have this shit planned months in advance, and I'm like, you planned it months in advance, and that's what you came up with. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I
as literally far as ran around the house and picked the most esoteric random fucking thing I could be. That's how.
Yeah.
I know we don't get extra points for that, but we should get extra points for that.
Yeah, the extra fucking Snickers bars. Don't cheap out on the fucking baby
Yeah, exactly.
ones too.
King size,
bitches. I want diabetes faster. Give it to me. Anyway, I'm not even sure that I'll have to worry about actual Halloween though, because I'm probably going to be wearing a hazmat suit for this other event, the Freaky Tiki, the thing that I was mentioning how we were Riley, myself, a couple other friends from Shivu, their production company. We were doing a promo video that is going to be pretty funny, released in a couple days here for the Freaky Tiki. So it's kind of funny how we're doing a contagion theme. So it's not quite like mutate. But it might kind of seem like it a little bit, but it's definitely not mutate. It's more of like a contagion disease sort of thing that I play in the video a doctor. I'm just like this cheesy doctor, and it's so simple and stupid, but it looks hilarious. So can't wait for that to come out. Anyway,
I'm sure we'll be posting that video up on our page too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't think of what I was originally rambling about, because this yerba mate has got my head going in all kinds of different directions. But
yerba mate got you feeling all kinds of yerba mate.
Yeah. Stupid fool. Sorry,
this is where we need the sound effects board to just boo me.
Stupid.
I would play that constantly.
Stupid.
Just a crowd of man.
Cholos and cholas like, ee, fool, ee, stupid.
Oh man, one of these days I'm gonna remember to look up how to fucking put a soundboard together with this shit.
Yeah, and the worst part is that, or the thing that you're missing from me saying that is my hand up against my mouth, to the side, I'm just blocking it off, fool.
Yeah. Oh, I can see it in my head, my mind's eye, and I can feel it.
Yeah,
I relish it. I take all this in.
It was definitely a Reuben thing, and sorry if your name is Reuben, but the reason why we call it a Reuben thing, Joey and I always coined this because there was always that kid in your class that showed up late. He didn't have a backpack. He had one binder, no paper, or pencils. He would always have to have. He's like, he would show up late and like nudge you in the back and be like, "Hey, fool, let me borrow paper or let me borrow Scantron," you know. And his name was always Reuben. He was like fucking the bald guy that was there, and he just would like come in late. He'd always get like in class anytime somebody got in trouble or did anything stupid. His name was a Reuben thing. I don't know what it was. From high school.
Well, don't be a Reuben.
Yeah, don't be a Reuben unless no, sorry Reuben. Reuben from Fuzzy Puddles, you know, the homie. But I actually told him that one time and he started laughing, so I don't feel bad for saying it. But it was definitely, and I've told it to so many people and they're like, you know what, you're fucking right. It's definitely a Reuben thing. But you went to
So
school.
tell me what you think of this idea, because I was thinking about it. I actually had forgotten actually to look up. I always try to write, you know, Halloween costume ideas down when I think of them, and I was thinking, and I'm not sure how much I like this idea or not, but I had this written down here. It was getting like making a quick like Legends of the Hidden Temple shirt,
Oh,
and then
shit.
and
I already
then
like it.
getting like a big fake beard, you know. And then, you know, having the full outfit on and then running around going like, wait, what year is it? Just pretending like I fucking, like, the temple, you know, I fell into some fucking portal in the temple or some shit like
some
that.
Jumanji type shit. Like
yeah,
you fell
exactly.
into...
Some Jumanji shit.
Well, I think that would be fucking amazing, but it might just be myself and like 2 other people who would get it.
Oh, yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, my best.
Cool.
There's still time. There's still time because my best work always comes to me 5 minutes before I have to leave somewhere.
Yeah.
And like my favorite one I ever did was my anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun.
Okay.
And that was I was leaving somewhere, and I was like, shit, what can I be? And then I found my brother. My brother, when he was a kid, he had this like gigantic stuffed like python. And so I just grabbed that, threw it around my neck, and then I went out with like I grabbed a bag full of like, you know, dinner rolls, and my anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. And then I was able to, yeah, I did that like 2 weeks before Halloween, and then closer to Halloween I went to like Haunted Mansion or something like that, or you know, some rave. And I was like, okay. And so by that time, I had gotten a shirt made that said, my anaconda don't want none unless ... And then I had a bag full of plastic snakes, like tiny plastic snakes. So anytime somebody acknowledged the shirt, and I was like, wait, hold on. Turn around. Let me see it. Do you got buns? And then somebody would like turn around, like, you know, shake their ass a little bit and be like, oh shit. And then I reach into the bag and pull out a tiny plastic snake and hand it to him. Be like, that's right, you know.
That's fucking cool, but it's probably
I think that was
because
the best
of
one I ever
you
did.
that they made their rules that you can't bring toys or plush things and stuff to the Hard events.
Oh, bummer.
It was definitely you. No, that was the wackest part about Hard.
I must have.
Hard.
I haven't
Hard,
been in a long time.
Yeah,
I don't remember if it was Hard or not. It might have been. What's the Insomniac one to do?
Oh, Monster Massive was the one they used to do.
No, not Monster Massive. This was like 5 years ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Okay, so now they have. Well, thanks for aging me there. Fucking.
Oh, Escape.
Anyways, Escape. Yeah, that's like this weekend, I believe.
Oh,
Escape,
okay. Yeah,
Escape is this weekend, and then there's Utopia the following weekend. I think the first weekend of November. Anyways, but yeah, Escape is this weekend. I know quite a bit of people going to that, and I have not gone to any of those. Like, I have not gone to that or Beyond Wonderland. That was like the generation of raves that like emerged right after. I think the only one that's still around other than EDC from when I used to go was Nocturnal, and Nocturnal's grown to be quite different from what it used to be. So they've gotten a little bit different. But the Hard Haunted I went to, the first one was like the fucking most amazing. I think that was like a legendary show because of like how many people were there at the time, and like just what I mean, I'm talking about how many artists were there at the time. You know, it was at the Shrine, which was the very first place I went to a rave at, but this was
same here.
Yeah, it was. I went for How Sweet It Is, but this was Hard Haunted, and so they had, this was where Deadmau5 played his first ever. He played Ghost and stuff for the very first time for anybody there. You had Justice, Boys Noise, DJ AM. It was his first performance coming back from his plane crash with Travis Barker. Remember when they got into that plane crash?
What year is this?
This was, I want to say, 2009 or 2008. So I think it was the Halloween of 2008.
Okay, I was gonna say I think that was the year before I went to my first one, because I went to that one, but in 2009.
Okay, might have been 2009 then. Don't quote me on that. It was but it was this one. So DJ.
We're not just figuring out that we went to the same one.
I mean, it could. I would not be surprised.
That would have been my first rave ever, but like I don't think DJ AM was there.
Well,
so I'm wondering if that was.
Was it at the shrine?
Yeah, was it the shrine?
Then it was the one, because that was the only time they had it there, I believe. So anyway, DJ AM was there, but he was dressed. It was Halloween, so he was dressed up as one of the characters from Daft Punk. And oh man, fucking dude, my dog just farted and it fucking stinks.
Oh no, that was me. It was that bad.
Your fucking gorilla fart or whatever the fuck it is, your drink over
it's
there.
It's the gas monkey.
The gas.
It's got me feeling all kinds of freaky.
I'm gonna make a competitor fucking energy drink called Gorilla Fart for that one, but that's what it smells like over here. This fucking dog. Anyways, so that Hard Haunted, so DJ AM, you know how they always have like the rumor that fucking Daft Punk is gonna come play. There's like everywhere you go,
yeah.
every place like Coachella or
they've been the rumored lineup of Coachella for the last like 25 years.
Right. And so when I was there, I remember these kids that were next to us that were like, that somebody was going on and there was all this like, commotion for like this performance that was starting, and it was like this build up, and you're like, what the fuck? And you see somebody up there, and it's only one person, but dressed up as the Daft Punk, or one of the Daft Punk guys. And you're like, and they're like, oh, Daft Punk's playing. They're the surprise guest. And you're like, yeah, right. And these kids really believed it. And I'm like, what? No. And then I'm like looking, and I'm like thinking, wait, in the state of mind that I was in, well, maybe, oh shit, is it? You want it to be, because at that point you're just like, what if it was? This is going to be epic. And then so you're like getting all pumped, and then all of a sudden you hear like AM. And then so it like turns into, you realize it's DJ AM dressed as fucking one of the Daft Punk guys. And I've got to like, rest in peace DJ AM. He was actually one of my favorite DJs to go and watch. I know that his music isn't really something that people would really go and get down to in today's time, because it doesn't really fit. It's a little bit more it's a little bit more dated, I guess, but I always had a great time dancing to it. He was the king of mashups. He would just fucking mash the fuck up out of so many different things and really make you dance to it. And I've seen him several different times before he ended up passing away. But that one was a fucking epic performance. You had, along with so many other people. And so that's why Hard in the very beginning was awesome. And then they went and just became a piece of shit place that I would just not want to go to anymore, because they are...
Yep.
They're a rave that doesn't want to be a rave. Like they try so hard to not be a rave, and they want to call themselves a music festival, but every aspect about it, except for the fun aspects, is a rave. So they don't allow any of the plur culture really to go there. They don't allow for like you're not allowed to wear candy. You're not allowed to bring plush dolls and any props of any kind. So what you really get is you just get a bunch of fucking bros and like wannabe gangsters running around doing lots of drugs and leaving their fucking trash everywhere. And there's no soul, there's no color. It's just, crowds and fucking pieces of shit. Sorry, I know that some cool people do go, but this is just my experience. I went to Hard Summer.
No, I'll back it up, and I'm not afraid. Like, it's a fucking, like, it's just a toilet,
Yeah, we went to Hard Summer and I don't, for God knows why, they tried to put it at the Forum in LA. And we were on the bottom level, and we were partying and stuff, and they ended up, like, having to, like, stop the performance. Chromeo was about to go on and play. You could see the sign that we're going to be like put down to the stage and stuff like that. And they like were having trouble because people were just getting greedy and trying to jump from the top levels onto the floor levels. And so like the fire marshals came and like, yo, like we're gonna stop this if these people don't get their shit together. And so they tried desperately to get everybody to sit in a seat, and that is not going to fucking happen. And so you're like, yeah, they ended up.
I had a friend who almost broke her neck. She got like thrown off that shit.
What? That is
Yeah.
crazy. Wow, thrown off. That's
Yeah.
insane. Like people were jumping off voluntarily, but that's insane. And all I remember is we were down on the floor, like, you know, because they'd already gone through a couple sets. Terrible ones, by the way. The fucking Crystal Castles was a terrible letdown. And in retrospect, it might have been because the organization of it was shitty, and so they probably were just like, well, fuck this. But, you know, we're you know, feeling a certain kind of way. And next thing you know, after attempts and pleas to get people to try and sit down, the guy comes out and he's like, just in the most defeated tone, everybody please leave, you know, in according, in a, you know, whatever they fucking say, like leave in a fucking, fashionable manner or whatever. And so we're like, what? And then next thing you know, all these people are kind of like pushing their way past us, and you see a whole line of like riot squad fucking people with their shields and batons, and you're like, what the fuck is going on now? Like, what just happened? And I, you know, said, okay, well, after that was going to be the last hard that I went to. And I ended up getting talked into it a couple years later, a few years later, actually, maybe like 5 years later, by friends who was swearing that hard changed and that it was so great. And I go and I had a whole ordeal. It was, you know, it was all kinds of bad, including getting my ticket, because of it being a 2-day thing. My ticket on the second day, the people who sold it to me ended up like canceling it or whatever. So they scammed me, and me having to go through this whole ordeal just to get in. And it was so, aside from like maybe 3 performances,
Maybe they did you a favor.
you know, well, I ended up getting in, so not really. But, you know, it was, yeah, fuck hard festivals. I just don't think that it's worth at all. I think that is kind of the that's the problem with that represents the problem with what's out there. And I don't even care about who belongs to it or who likes it. It just sucks. I'm not down with hard anymore. So yeah.
Yeah. That I I agree with you there. It is not just a toilet, it is a festival portal potty.
Yeah.
Just covered in shit. Oh,
No,
man.
seriously. I mean, the sea of fucking water bottles that I saw on the floor afterwards.
Nothing
It's like,
buns me out faster than that shit.
yeah, you know, that really is that's what the difference between a corporate commercialized festival is compared to a place. And you know, you could give like a place like Burning Man so much of a bad rap, or all these other festivals, or the other hippie wook festivals or whatever, but you'll never see that shit. You know, you get over 100,000 people that go out into the desert for like, you know, the span of a few weeks, and they leave no trace behind. You know, and you can't even get these people to come out for
It's
one
a part
fucking
of
night.
the culture.
Yeah,
And these things don't have a culture.
Yes, they don't. It's their culture is drug and self-absorbed culture. Like, just, I want to see fucking this DJ in this crowded fucking thing where I can't even move, and he's throwing down these like absurd fucking drops every couple seconds, you know, because it suits my role. That's the culture that these people fucking are part of. And yeah, I don't know if it's your gateway into something better, then that's great. But I definitely am not down. That's my rant on raves.
I know you got a heart out in a few minutes there, so do we want to summarize what we were talking about?
Yeah,
Art in the Park, Monsters in Love.
Yeah,
Monsters of Love.
Monsters of Love is going to be on the 27th. We're gonna have pumpkin carving. If you feel that you have, you know, some sort of workshop or something you want to bring to share with other people, you know, bring some sort of craft that you would like to teach people, you're always welcome. I had a friend ask me if she could come and do a workshop. And there might be something that might not fit, but the whole point of Art in the Park is for you to come do that. It is very much everybody else's free, like, their community outlet, so that they can get their stuff out there and share with as many people as possible. So I always highly encourage that, and hopefully that gives more people an incentive to come out. But I didn't want to get too much into it, although I'm super excited about it this year, because we are coming up on our 2-year anniversary. And as you might have remembered from last year, the fucking 1-year anniversary was dope as fuck. We had
Hell yeah.
the soccer match with our big competition between Del Taco and Taco Bell, which I'm glad to see the competition is still alive and well and being carried over by our friends at K-Tribe into other festivals like Dirty Bird and other things where they're recruiting people for each side. But this year, it took us a while to really decide, because we didn't know if we wanted to keep that going or if we wanted to keep the spirit of competition, friendly competition, alive in just a different form. And so we decided that we'll choose something different. And this year it's going to be Harry Potter.
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter versus Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay. I was like, Harry Potter? And I was like, versus Lord of the Rings? Okay, yeah.
So you're going to have to decide.
You can tell what side I'm on. What side we're on. I'm sorry.
Yes.
This is a unified front. We both strongly believe in this. Harry Potter, I was just talking about this the other day, too. Harry Potter is overrated, but it's a children's book,
Right. But, it's funny because people that are just a year or two younger than us who didn't really grow up or watch Lord of the Rings and totally grew up with Harry Potter feel the very exact opposite.
And can't objectively judge a piece of work based on its own merits. Yeah.
Right.
No, I get that.
Yeah. And so, it's definitely one of those things where I was actually worried. I was worried that Harry Potter was just going to completely dominate because of the fact that how little people actually watched Lord of the Rings. But I'm glad to see that in the poll we created, it's actually in favor of Lord of the Rings right now, because when we've done it in the past, just for shits and giggles, it was way behind. And I think that this is where you'll kind of have to decide for yourself what you want to do. But we put it out there. Are you a wand wizard or a staff wizard? Because that's, the difference between the two. And with that being said,
I like
that is going to be the theme, or the art theme, at least the workshop theme for the event, one of them anyway, which is, bring your stick for either creating a wand or a staff, and we'll have stuff that will, we can all create our own thing.
Dope.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a Quidditch match.
Are you a staff wizard or are you a wrong wizard?
Wand wizard, yeah, exactly. And
wrong wizard.
Oh, wrong. Yeah. I like that. Very good. See, this is the kind of shit that we need. We need this.
I'm ready. You're speaking to my soul right now.
Yeah. So, come out. We're going to do either Quidditch or capture the flag match. Not sure. It's going to be epic. And then there will be art and music and all of that stuff. So that is all.
We're going to play Quidditch or have a giant war for Gondor.
Yeah.
We haven't decided yet whether they're all going to murder each other or, play Quidditch.
Right. So I think that we're gonna definitely. I know that Lord of the Rings side's gonna win, but come out if you feel different. Go ahead and wield your little fucking wand and see how much power it has against us. So yeah, that's what we got coming up. I think that is it for right now. I have pretty much plugged everything else.
Well, then let's zip up that plug bag and get you going off to work then, son.
Yeah, so, we, as always, everybody, you guys should go to the page, like, follow, share, tell all your friends about these two fucking weird wizard guys that just talk about a random assortment of things and ramble on about their favorite TV shows, about, how our government is fucking just about to
We
collapse.
have 3
and-
topics and 3 topics only.
Yeah, it's basically, but it's a very good place for you to go and get your fill of those 3 topics. So make sure to show some love, share with everybody, get it out there, and follow the Psychedelic Lions Den. Like us on Facebook, keep up to date with the events that we're going to be posting, as we are going to be posting a lot more and creating more events. If you like looking at dope art, the Instagram page for Psychedelic Lions Den, which is psychedelic_lions_den, is a great place to get that and to really discover a lot of local artists that are just doing their thing. And then you could always find me at Hood Rat Stuff with 3 F's. Phil.
If you wanted to keep up with me, you can always find me on Twitter at Phil Nobody Cares, and you can flip that around on Instagram at Nobody Cares Phil. And of course, like you said, you also follow the show at Let It Bleed Cast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah. So, thank you all for tuning in. I've just about finished my fucking yerba mate. I'm ready to bounce off the fucking walls, and I've got to get going to work. So
I finished my gas monkey, and I do not feel well. I really need to take a shit now. So,
dude, I told you should have got gorilla fart instead, all the way.
Oh, gas monkey, that funky monkey.
Yeah, straight the
It
fuck
is
up.
fucking with me.
Beastie Boys weren't fucking around when they said that shit. So, all right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, let it bleed.
Oh man, it's like you said that as slow as possible to prevent me from taking a shit.